One of the highest spiritual goals in many schools of Buddhism is the entry into nirvana, a release from the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and freedom from suffering. This sculpture depicts a Buddhist deity known as a Bodhisattva, literally meaning enlightenment being. The Bodhisattva is one who is ready to enter into nirvana, but chooses instead to remain on earth and assist others in their personal quest to achieve enlightenment. Bodhisattvas are said to have many virtues, including and most importantly, wisdom and compassion. Because of their compassion, they remain on earth to show others the path to a better life. This 18th century gilded wood sculpture would originally have been displayed in a Japanese Buddhist temple. Buddhism remains an important part of Japanese culture and has had a major influence on the country's development. The religion also has many adherents in the Indian subcontinent, where the Buddha was born and lived, China, Southeast Asia, and elsewhere. It is thought to be the fourth largest religion in the world. Look closely at the Bodhisattva. Each detail, through metaphor, communicates something about this deity's attributes. Take the flame-shaped mandorla, decorated with a cloud pattern behind the figure. This large framing device indicates that a divine being is present. It represents the radiance of enlightenment that transcends the suffering of human life. Now, notice the multiple faces and arms, indicating the Bodhisattva's manifold powers and supernatural multitasking ability. Some hands hold ritual instruments, while others are held in symbolic gestures. These hand gestures, or mudra, allowed people from across Asia to understand their meaning despite language differences. Think of it as a sacred form of sign language. The Bodhisattva sits atop a lotus-shaped throne in a meditative pose, distinctly separate from the rocky outcroppings below. Real lotuses grow out of slush and mud. Despite their origin, they bloom into a beautiful flower, untouched and unstained by the dirt. With an origin similar to the Bodhisattva, the lotus symbolizes his transformation into a pure and blissful state. The lotus also serves an exemplar for human beings, reminding them that they may live in a less than perfect world, but they need not be sullied by the dirt that surrounds them. The Buddha himself and Vasudeva the ferryman, whom we encounter in the Siddhartha, possess the characteristics of wisdom and compassion that are found in this Bodhisattva. Like him, they help other human beings seek a better life. Like the lotus flower, Vasudeva, Kamala, and Siddhartha all transcend their circumstances and eventually reach a state where they are free from suffering. Within a temple setting, this sculpture was not just considered an object for aesthetic appreciation, but one that it functions as an embodiment of the divine. Every part of this icon speaks a silent sermon for those who seek a better life within the Buddhist context.